Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm curious to see what his subconscious has to say, right? Because the MC's failed. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. He's just failed Yuri, and now he's starting to realize he's failed Sayori. I've been questioning, like, is Sayori putting on a facade? Granted, I've stated no, just solely given due to the amount of issues and problems he's already got, or that we as the player are already aware of. But just because you think that doesn't mean it's true, right? Like, Sayori could be putting on a really good facade. And, that could have been kind of a cry or a plea for help from her. But obviously, it depends on whether the MC actually... Because he sort of realized, like, wow, I've kind of, like, just completely ignored everyone else. Granted, he doesn't realize that with Yuri, but at the very least... Nor even Natsuki, really. He only realizes that with Sayori. But, baby steps, right? The sun shines on paper white sand. I'm pretty sure it's not paper colored. Waves slowly inch up the shore before he's seen into the ocean. This is gorgeous. Yeah, I'm like, where is this? Where is this? You said it. Who's speaking? A voice cries out from behind me. It sounds familiar. Okay, it's none other than Monica. I never get tired of seeing her. What about everyone else, though, huh? Enjoying the view? Yeah, actually. Where are we? He's like, yeah, where is this? This is actually pretty close to your house, Where? There's no... Okay. Where does the MC... There's no way that's close to where the MC lives. Sayori said something about beach. Never really specified, though. Perhaps... Honestly, it's funny. Because we know the history of Sayori and the MC, where they are childhood friends, but as opposed to staying together, they ultimately split apart. So much so to where the MC, before this mod, hasn't seen her in years and completely forgot her name. I mean, and now we know the same has happened ever since he went Monica's route. Like, he just straight up hasn't been seeing Sayori. I'm surprised she's not here. She is. Look, where? She points further down the shore. Sayori looks lost. Where is this, like, tomorrow? I don't even know. Likely not. Then again, when does she not? He's, like, freaking insulting her when he completely abandoned her. Sayori. And I scared her. What are you doing? She runs towards us with a goofy smile on her face. MC, you finally made it. Made it to what? The beach? It's a big day, MC. How could you forget? Big day? I must really have bad memory. You do? It's not coming to me. I'm sorry. Your memory hasn't changed one bit. But it's been a year since... It's gonna cut to alarm right now, I know. Like, there's no other reason for those 3 dots. It's been a year since what exactly? Yuri's death? But then again, that's no cause for celebration. Graduation? No idea. I don't know. MC, Monica engaged, but then again, then why Sayori here? It's got it. Okay, let's see. Since what? Since we started dating. Okay, that's why I'm like, what is that referring to? How the hell did I forget that? I don't know. That's a better question. Why can't I remember the past year or even yesterday? That is a better question. I begin to feel lightheaded. Okay, thanks for warning us. Are you okay, MC? You look distressed. Because we know the MC's nowhere near his alarm. He's just like passed out on the living room floor. So Monica is going to be the one to wake him up. Yeah, you don't look so great, MC. Just a bad week. Just one of those days. You need to rest? I'm fine. I just need to... There we go. MC. That's why I'm like, he's passed out on the living room floor, right? Like, he's not going to be woken up by the alarm. I jump out of the chair. The night's still dark. So Monica just randomly woke up and decided to check up on us. Footsteps come from the upstairs room. No doubt it's Monica. Wait. That doesn't make sense, though. There's no way he just, like, Did he, like, collapse onto the floor? Because if so... He had his dream while he was knocked out. So how did he wake up from collapsing to the floor? Either he had a dream in the split second where he fell asleep to him hitting the floor, or when he knocked out to him hitting the floor. I have no clue. Like, I'm not going to question the logistics. I'm downstairs. She appears with a curious expression and a little panic. Do you just have a dream? Yes. Okay, that's interesting. I thought, for whatever reason, that, what is it? I thought that the MC, for whatever reason, him collapsing woke Monica up and brought her downstairs. But then the obvious question was, so he had that whole dream in the span between him conking out and then hitting the floor. So that's not what happened. It was simply the dream now. So presumably Sayori's awake right now as well. Because given she was the actual part of it. Like, was it on a beach? Yeah. Yes. It was you, me, and Sayori. Assuming we had the same dream. Well, I mean, given she asked whether it was on a beach. I guess so. Do you remember anything about it? Yeah, it was apparently our 1-year day. Okay, well, but then the question's like, okay, why was Sayori there? So you did hear that. Okay, so she heard the exact same thing. So we know the dream sequences, or like the dream links or whatnot, they're pretty consistent. Like, it's not like just the same setting, it's the same dialogue too. Yeah. What about Sayori though? I think it could have been foresight. What about Sayori? Like, foresight. What do you mean? That it was an event that happened in the future? Because we know one of the dream sequences early on was the MC and Monica, like, together, like, in, like, a year in the future or whatnot. Like, so, like, they were in college or whatnot. I don't know. Maybe it's just something that happens in the future. Hopefully that's the case, but we should probably snap back. But here's the thing, though, because they're ignoring this. Like, they just straight up didn't have a vision of the future. We never gave a time for the meeting. He's like, let's ignore our vision of the future. We didn't. I could have sworn we did. Let's do 4 in the Force. That sounds like a good place and time. Oh, yeah, I forgot it's the weekend. Alright, I'll tell the others in the morning. Well, presumably Sayori's awake right now, right? Given she was a part of the dream? Now it's out. It's still the middle of the night. How'd you even fall asleep in here? You fell asleep and I came down here and not wake you up. I just passed out, I guess. It was likely because Monica falling asleep forced the MC to go into the dream as well. Given that, it was a linked dream. Like, Sayori was probably up doing stuff and then just passed out because she needed to be forced into the dream as well. I'm actually not surprised. But thanks for putting me in bed. I mean, anything for you. But can we actually go to bed now? What about... Sayori's awake. Sayori wanted to talk to him about something before morning. This is the perfect time for him to do so. As long as you promise to be there this time. Haha, I promise. Okay, so I fall into the bed. She takes her usual spot next to me. Okay, so Sayori, that'll just have to wait till the morning. She looks up at me with the moon sparkling in her eyes. What? Love you, MC. Okay, so I guess the windows... There's a window to our right. She pecks me on the cheek, 4-pointer hand, my chest. Dream sequence number 2. Love you too, good night. Night. She falls asleep rather fast. I stay awake with an active mind. What was that dream? Was it really a foresight? I guess only time will tell. Literally, only time will tell. Saturday. But I mean, here's the thing. If you know about it beforehand, you're gonna like try and either actively avoid it or make it come true. So like potentially it could be altered. The sun's out when my body decides to get up. Looking, Monica's gone. She woke up before you. She's probably downstairs or outside. That thing never just stays quiet. Is it Sayori? Monica sent the location and time to the group chat, but that wasn't what's most recent. It was Sayori. Monica texted me directly. Oh, never mind. There's Monica. Hey, sleepyhead. When you get up, you should come outside. Okay, I can't keep the lay waiting, even if that means leaving this soft bed. So, like, why though? Sayori would have to be there, or like something. It would just have to be something besides Monica, or else there'd really be no point. My body gets to its feet. I look back to my bed. I think I'll miss you the most today, but I must see what Monica wants me to see. Let's see. You finally got up. Finally? It's almost noon, MC. Oh shoot. Sorry about that. It's fine, but you missed what I wanted you to see. Yeah, I'm like, what did she want him to see? The sun. Oh, this. So this was like at like 8. Like the sunrise had to have been way earlier, like at least a few hours earlier. Sorry, but I think the sunset should look great if the sunrise did. What kind of logic is that? I mean, the sun rotates, right? The logic of I think so? Or no, it's the earth that rotates. Not even rotates, orbits. Completely different story. Well, it both rotates and orbits. This is getting off topic. Let's see. Does everyone know the plan for today? What about Sayori? Yep, only thing left to do is show up. Because Sayori said she wanted to speak with him prior to the morning. Let's hope we can all do that. But what are we going to do until then? Leave that to me. Just prepare. Follow me. She grabs my hand, looks me in the eyes. We're going to the beach. Okay. Like the one from the dream? No, the other beach that's close by. I think so. I found it this morning before you woke up. I'm like, we're going to the second or third beach that's close by. Then by all means, show me. She takes me down the street, taking me to some roads I don't normally go to. The tree line seems to thin down. I can see the water. We made it. Okay, so this is actually close by. This is the beach from the dream. It looks even better in real life. Well, it looks the same for me, but obviously it looked better in real life. I almost stayed here the whole morning. It's almost like something you'd see in a movie. Or in a game. She shoots me a glance of confusion. What do you mean? You know those movies where the beach is beyond what you would think? He just hasn't been to the beach. You lost me. I think I lost myself too. What the hell was I saying? I don't know. Oh, I moved the me into here today. Oh, the beach? I hope you don't mind. That's fine by me. I'm sure the others will appreciate it as well. But Sayori, like, so 3 out of the 4 members who are going to show up today had the dream at the beach, right? So Natsuki's going to kind of be the odd one out here. She's like, why is this beach so special to you guys? Meanwhile, we all 3, because we still haven't spoken with Sayori yet. She was also a part of that. We both take a seat in the sand. We hold close together. The moment is quiet. The only sound to be heard are the waves coming ashore. I'm like, is no one here? Like, just straight up no one here? This is what I wanted since the beginning. Just me and you. There's gonna be some issues involving that. Them 2 won't keep the club afloat. That's what it comes down to. This is the MC's flawed logic. MC, she speaks abruptly and I'm caught by surprise. Yeah? What's up? I don't want this moment to end ever. Well, it's gotta end by 4. Hearing her say that makes my heart melt. I can't believe she said that. Nor do I, but we can stay here until the meeting if you want. Yeah, I'd like that. It's still like 12:30. You just agreed to stay here for 3.5 hours. Yeah, that's what you agreed to do. But puts a smile on her face, so it's worth it. I feel a new sense of curiosity surface. You ever wonder what would have happened if you didn't read the paper? You mean the frickin' poem, right? Why is that important? I'm like, that's actually the first time they've brought it up since. She looks at me with a guilty face. I've thought about it. I always think about the what ifs. What if you never met? And I've got to say, I think this is the best choice. The way my heart was beating at the time. I was convinced that I was going to explode. I'm like, there's no way she... Just throwing that out there. There's no way she didn't know it was about her. Like, good thing it didn't. That's why I'm like, if it did, I wouldn't have had the best boyfriend in the world. I mean, you can survive without a heart. Every day, I'm thankful I'm still What does that even mean? Every day with you is a new best day of my life. Breathing the same air as you. Really? Don't know where I'd be if you didn't read the paper. She gazed at me once more with a look of true affection in her eyes. In before, like, they start, like, making out, and then just Sayori shows up. That's probably what's gonna happen, actually. Like, Sayori's gonna show up and be like, well, damn, honestly, I don't know what I expected. Like, she's gonna show up. She's gonna, like, out of curiosity, she finds the beach, and then she just sees, like, the MC and Monica just, like, going at it. And then she's just like, honestly, I don't know what I expected. Never thought I'd be here, though. Well, we're here now. Whether we planned it or not, it's certainly better than anything I planned. Someone must have taught you how to flirt. You've come a long way. Wait, what? For whatever reason, I read that as planned. Is that an insult or a compliment? It's a compliment, you idiot. What can I say? Guess I'm just that awesome. He really used the term awesome. You egotistical bastard. I mean, confidence is sawed up sense. Hell yeah, I feel unstoppable. Doesn't mean you are. Okay, maybe not that far. I've definitely improved, though. She asked for my sunburst of energy, and then the immediate downfall. He resumes her position beside me and looks out into the water. Silence ensues for a good deal of time. Sayori's gonna show up, right? I'm slowly falling asleep when she jerks up with energy. MC, do you want to do something? Like what? What? Sure. I'm sure I sound like I just rolled out of bed. I'll be back. Don't move. Don't have to tell me twice. She disappears beyond the tree line. The beach resumes its usual silence. Tree line behind us then, I guess. The sun shines down on me. I'm certain I'll get sunburn. That's actually a relatable problem. And I'll get over it. I mean, I gently close my eyes and let the ambience of the waves lull me asleep. Okay, he's actually just like falling asleep, huh? She got back a lot faster than I expected. How quickly? What time is it? How long till the meeting? That was quick. MT, it's an hour to the meeting. That's why I'm like, how long till the meeting? There's no way I slept that long. How long have you been here? I got back about half an hour ago. I didn't want to wake you up, so I let you be. Damn, I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd be out that long. I'm like, so, they got here at 12:30. It's now 3. You just had like a 2-hour... That's just complete... He's not going to be able to... Like, I don't care about the game. He's not falling asleep tonight. Like, that just completely throws off your sleep schedule. It's okay. You look peaceful. Also, I had some fun. You drew on my face, didn't you? I'm like, what did she do? Also, what's this random red text at the very bottom? I just saw that again. Like, that's appeared once earlier in the mod, but... Just a little. Okay, what's actually on her face? I open the camera on my phone and see blank ink all over my face. Like, really? Like, actually, though. Like, that's... Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. That's so childish. Like... It'd be funny if she, like... I don't know. Covered in the sand or whatnot, but, like, drawing on your face. You and I have very different definitions of a little. If you want, you can go wash it off. I don't think I have the time to get home back before the meeting. She means with the waves. There's an alternative. She points to the water. Very funny. I don't think I have a choice, though. I don't think so. Have fun. After attempting to clear my face, I worked my way back. How is it? Cold? All the sand in the water makes you feel like sandpaper on my face. How are you grabbing sand from the water? Like, wait, what? What you lack in D... What? What you lack in deodorization, you make up for exfoliation. I know what exfoliation is. I have no clue what that is. She really is getting a kick out of this. But you finished just in time. The others are on their way, like as of now. That's good. Do I look decent? Continue just bathed in the ocean. I'd say you're good. He has his phone on him. He can check himself. Thanks, I guess. Hey, okay, so Sayori's here. Familiar voice of Sayori rings out. Guessing she's here. So I'm so excited. So she had the dream sequence as well, though. That's what we should ask, because we still don't know. Like whether she was a part of that linked dream. Haha, me too. Did you see Natsuki by any chance? She's supposed to be coming too. Yeah, she was actually close behind me. Damn right. Found her. Like, good. Now everyone's here. What about... Okay, so straight up, like, everyone in this current picture failed Yuri. Like, 0 people reached out to her, 0 people actually did anything. Like, these 3 knew about it prior to us. Granted, they didn't know about the kind, but they knew Yuri had enough problems which warranted a doctor, but as opposed to actually help them, they just get a doctor and then did nothing else to follow up. The MC, granted, he knows about her, well, at least the MC and Monica now know about her real issues or problems, but ultimately still straight up did nothing. Everyone in this current picture failed Yuri. She said she just needed a little time to herself, so I figured I'd let her have it. Did she say why? Why did Monica just straight up teleport out of the picture? No, she seemed like she didn't want to talk about it. But now on to why we are here. Yuri seemed to have a reaction to a bad week, so I figured that we could all just relax today. Everyone seemed to like the idea. But I have one last thing before we all wind down. Do you all have anything that's bugging you? Yuri, my peeve is no one doing anything to help Yuri. What do you mean? I'm just saying, if anything's bugging you all, we can always talk about it. Is Sayori gonna, because we know something's bugging Sayori here. Like, she literally talked with the MC about it, but it depends on whether she brings it up or not. Well, the makeup work's bringing me down, but that's about it. My dad's out of town, so if anything, I'm less stressed right now. Ignoring what Natsuki said and the potential implications, Sayori's lying here. She's covering out what's really bugging her, and the MC knows this. That's good. If that's all, then you're all free for the rest of the meeting. But we know Sayori's lying here. I brought my things. Okay, Sayori's teleports out of the picture, so you know what I'll be doing. Guess that just leaves... So the other 2 just, like, completely just left? I guess so. But we know what's truly bugging Sayori. We do. She didn't bring it up. The MC, it's not even a thought in his mind. Come on, let's go down the shore. She effortlessly pulls me up to my feet. I forgot how athletic she was. More than him. He can't even, like... We walked a quarter mile down the shore and she brings us up to speak. Okay, that's actually a decent amount of distance. MC, do you believe in destiny? Okay, it's like, do you believe in God? Like, some... Just like keep questioning out of nowhere. But again, I really don't care about this. Like, I couldn't care less about the MC and Monica. I'm more caring about what's Yuri doing, what's going on with her. Okay, what does Sayori think about this? Natsuki, kind of, no one's picked up on anything. She's kind of irrelevant, but like, destiny, huh? I've never really doubted it. Why do you ask? I thought about you and I. Could it be destiny? Yes. We actually know that's true, though, given the game. Anything's possible. This whole situation shows that. Then it could be. You could be my deliverance. But here's the thing, though, right? Like, they've had linked dreams. I feel like that's a pretty good sign that, you know, there's some kind of reason behind this. Like, I'd say as opposed to just pure chance. But deliverance, okay, so this is going back to the one dream that the MC had of Monica, where it was just her monologuing. What does that mean? Deliverance from what I've told you about. My loneliness among all the people. Maybe you're the one who can bring me back from that terrible feeling. She looks at me with an genuine smile, her eyes sparkling with the ocean. But we know this ties back to the MC's dream he had of her, like, monologuing. Because we as the player know that's legitimately true. The MC doesn't necessarily, but it's still a factor. Monica, yeah? If it's destiny, I think that means forever. And till death. And in reality, that's about the best hand a man can be dealt. Like, it's still death? Do me a favor. Close your eyes again. So you're always, like, watching this off from a distance. She's like, she has, like, binoculars or something. Like, she jumps into my open arms, resting her head on my chest once more. Sayori and Natsuki are literally just watching this from, like, afar. I can feel her heartbeat. The rhythm is so soothing. I'm all yours, MC, forever. You sure about that? I mean, it goes till the mod ends, right? Chapter... Okay, so, but the previous chapters have had 0 time skipped. Well-kept words. So, presumably that's referencing Yuri, right? But yeah, again, so no chapters... Okay, good. So that's gotta be Yuri then. Yeah, that has to be Yuri, because Sayori Natsuki are here. If they needed something, they just ask him, always at the worst times. Okay, what has he done regarding Yuri? Nothing. He's complaining about Yuri interrupting his moment despite knowing entirely about Yuri's problems and issues and doing the one thing he shouldn't have done. Won the bet, Sayori. She points to the distant Sayori. She's steady eyeing us. I can see you. Okay, never mind. It actually was. I thought it had to be Yuri, but I completely forgot, Sayori's just joking with them or like pulling a prank. But here's the issue. The MC knows, okay, that's in it a problem with Sayori, that she wants to spend time with him, right? That ultimately, he's not delivering on that. He knows that, like, given their conversation previously. So, what he's doing now should be kind of a red flag. It seems that she wants us to head back. The moment was so perfect. I mean, what time is it? I guess that's the right question. We'll get it back later, I promise. Let's see. Hey. Oh, hold on. You two made it back. We had a little outside motivation. Purposeful. I say this in a snarking tone, hoping Sayori would catch the sarcasm. I didn't mean to destroy the moment. Just wanted to talk before we go. That's fine. Just come get me when you're done. What's up? Do you and Monica, What? First off, she should be asking. The MC should be asking her about the dream sequence, whether she was a part of it. Do we what? Do you love each other? No, they absolutely hate each other. This. Let's see. I'm taken aback by this. Why does she need to know? Is it not obvious already? Like, the MC, he shouldn't be like, oh, I don't want everyone else to know, because it's fairly obvious. I mean, but like, otherwise, it should be obvious to Sayori, but I think she just wants to hear it from the MC himself. Yeah, we do. Why do you ask? That's so cute. You two are perfect. I think she's perfect for me. That's so sweet. If you ever need anything, retain to that. Okay. For whatever, I was like, I'm all ears. But again, we know what she addressed the MC, what she addressed the MC about last night. Thanks, Sayori. You need anything else? Jesus, do you need anything else? Nope, be good to her. Gotta go, but I'll see you around. Okay, be safe, Sayori. Bye. She runs into the tree line, back to the neighborhood. But again, we know the concerns Sayori addressed the previous night, and they're kind of fairly obvious today. Turn to Monica. Natsuki's nowhere to be found. Natsuki just left. Where'd Natsuki go? She had to go out early, but she said to tell you bye. Literally, she just didn't. This was, like, honestly the most pathetic meeting. Like, literally, Sayori and Natsuki didn't do anything. It was just the MC and Monica, basically, with Sayori and Natsuki just present. Like, how thoughtful. Shall we go now? Yeah. Okay, what time is it? Okay, dark. MC, I have another question. Okay. It's just gonna just be, like, an interrogation continuous interrogation by the part of Monica. Ask away. At least he didn't say hit me this time. Like, that was... Okay, ask away, that's better. Can we recreate the moment? No. Like, what? Yeah, the moment on the shoreline. I don't know if I can make it exactly like earlier, but we can try our best. I mean, you can go back there. It's probably good at night as well. I guess we just don't know, though. Because in the dream, it was still day, right? Like, I mean... But presumably it looks good at night as well. That works for me. We jump into bed, all close together, staring at the darkened room. She's breathing lightly. I can feel her heart rate speed up. You sure? I really enjoyed today. Me too. I wish more days were like this. Again, really couldn't care less about this. Because we've got Yuri's issues and problems, which, everyone's completely failed her. It's not even just the MC at this point. Everyone's failed her. And then we know the concerns Sayori brought up with the MC. That's a legitimate thing, and the MC's realized that, but doesn't necessarily mean he'll change, right? They can be if you want that. Like the dream, Yeah, the dream certainly made it nice. It makes you think about everything that's happened to lead up to this. But is that going to happen, though? So who was a part of that dream? The MC, Monica, and Yuri? Or no. Not Yuri. Sayori. So... I guess the question is, what about Yuri and Natsuki? What happens to them, right? I've said, okay, the MC, Monica, and Sayori will likely stay together regardless, given how, intrinsically tied they are to each other. Natsuki and Yuri kind of the two odd ones out. If anything happens, they'll just likely leave the picture, and the club will disband, and it'll be the MC, Monica, and Sayori. So, what do you mean? The writing. Sayori even bring me to this club. Wait, what? Hold on. Everything that's happened to lead up to this. The writing. Sayori even bringing me into this club. The writing is in the poem. I never knew that had changed my life. I believe we both had the same shock and awe in our soul. I thought you'd just bring in our girl, not somebody I end up loving. Like just some random person. I remember before you in that club room. Things never changed. She saw him once and she's like, oh my god, it's the person from the dreams. But you came and just threw my whole world into narrow gear. But because she knew, everyone knew the MC before he showed up because of the link to dream sequences. For you and all the things you've done for me. Like help me out of my pit of loneliness. Thank you. He hugs me tight. I can feel a few tears soaked in my shirt. I can't say that I would want it any other way. Really couldn't care less about this. I remember when I didn't have this. I didn't have you or the club. Didn't have Sayori either. I didn't have someone to help me through life. You had Sayori. It makes me think about how much we've grown. The dream's certainly an aspiration, but it's no guarantee. That's okay. He's actually being real here, though. Because, yeah, obviously I'm like, because they're aware about it now, self-conscious, they can either try and make it happen and fail, or try and prevent it from happening and fail as well. The future is unknown, but I do know one thing for sure. What's that? It's with you. You'll never have to look to your side. I'll always be there. Don't make promises you can't keep. MCI. You don't have to say anything. Just be here with me. Love you, MC. Love you too, Monica. Really couldn't care less. She holds you tight. She drifts off to sleep. I'll never let you see the darkness ever again, even if it must take the hit for you. Okay, I really couldn't care less. Foreshadowing, though. Potentially. We need to see what the subconscious has to say. I'm by your side always. What's the subconscious going to say? The night lulls us both sleep. We go through the night holding each other tight. What's the subconscious... Monica, all this time, all my life, I never knew I would walk this road with you. You brought me back to where I want to be. You're my guiding light. I always see that now. What's this? This wasn't the poem he wrote, right? Or was this the second poem he wrote? Because we know the original poem he wrote in the club was describing it was describing someone, not specifically addressed to Monica. However, we know the second poem he wrote when he was with Monica, or like when they were writing poems together in his house or whatnot. This likely was what he wrote. Okay, I'm like, click past, please. Dreamscape. Okay. Okay, sudden ending. Oh my god. I was like, I saw the poem show up and I'm like, that's not that good of a sign. But hold on, let me write this down. Because I'm curious how many endings there are now. Okay, I'm gonna let oh my god. So that was the end for this round. So, but it wasn't really a conclusion? I mean, if anything, we can kind of predict what happens. Okay, Yuri Natsuki leave the picture, right? Like, given the MC, no one really cares about them. Like, that's kind of how it is. Yuri Natsuki just end up leaving the picture. Well, first off, even ignoring the dream, like, sequences, or the visions of the future, right? Like, ignoring the visions, or those dream sequences, Yuri Natsuki likely leave the picture, given nobody really cares. Okay, hold on, let me... Oh, those big-ass signatures. Okay, you made it to the end. Thank you for playing it through. Longer Roads was our first attempt at mine. I'm sure it made itself evident at times. It was actually really good. The main issue was the writing. Like the spelling errors. This one was a product of about 5 months and over 200 hours of work. Can't thank this community enough and the person reading this. We enjoyed every single of this round. I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say I hope you have too. Our end goal is to make a mod that impacted you. The way past mods impacted us, whether it be through a wholesome ending or an alternative route. Okay, so there are non-wholesome routes. Only you can be the judge of that now. We strongly write 10 endings before closing the door on Longer Roads, as they all had a ton of work put into them. A big thank you for those who support us all the way through and those that came aboard during the process. We could have not done it without you all. Lastly, this is more from myself, Trooper Tay Lorgo. To everyone, I've been truly blessed to have this awesome experience, the irreplaceable team, and the opportunity to build incredible friendships through this mod. I can't thank this team enough for their effort in the process. I hope to see you all in the near future. Really think that from the DDLR Longer Roads development team myself. Thank you. Trooper Tay Lorgo, signature, Ozzy Yuri. Okay, what does that even... Okay, but I mean, the simple signatures, right, are the best, because, like, you don't really have to put effort. Like, light love. Alright, so, if you got a bad ending, please don't hit. So let it motivate you. Okay, so... There's a lot we get from this. I'm not continuing. So going back to what I was saying earlier. So that's the ending. Or that's one of the 10 endings we know now. So there's 10 endings. Okay, so that's the first thing. I knew there were multiple endings in this mod. I didn't know there would be 10. I assumed there would be 4, 1 per route. But no, there's 10. That's an insane amount. We're going to get all of them, obviously. Because Outcast only had 3. Granted, that was a Yuri-based mod, so that kind of made sense to have less. But at first I thought there'd only be 1 route per, or 1 ending per route. But no, there's 10. So anyway, so that's the first thing. That this is the end, and there are 9 more endings. Second, this ending isn't exactly clear. Like, that's what I've been saying. It's not exactly clear, you know, what's going on, or, like, what's happening, or how it ended. I mean, like, we can assume, okay, and like I said, ignoring the visions or dream sequences, we can assume Yuri and Natsuki kind of leave the picture, because nobody really cares about them. And that basically, the club will disband, and it'll be just Monica, the MC, and Sayori. Because again, we know, you know, they were together during the 1-year anniversary or whatnot on the beach, right? Granted, like we said, Yuri and Natsuki weren't there. They likely left the picture. And then ultimately, we know the one dream sequence in the beginning was with the MC and Monica. Ultimately, that was one of the dream sequences, right? Like, where he was living with her, like, it was college or whatnot. So, yeah, that could have either been before or after them at the beach for their 1 year. No, I think it was before, because I think they mentioned it was like 6 or 8 months since they've met. Or like maybe even longer than that. I don't know. I think that was before. But we know basically, okay, so here's what this ending entails. The MC successfully gets with Monica. There's likely an ending where he fails. So the MC successfully gets with Monica. There's the first thing. The second part is that, unfortunately, as a result, Yuri and Natsuki leave the picture. Even ignoring, like we said, the visions of dream sequences, they're just not really, they're kind of the odd ones out. Like, no one really cares about them. Like, certainly not the MC or, like, anyone else, right? All that really matters is the MC and Monica. But Sayori is intrinsically a part of that, given she's either, like, a mediator or, and also being the MC's childhood friend, right? So she's sort of intrinsically a part of that. So it's just them 3, like, after Yuri and Natsuki leave. And then ultimately the visions actually do happen then. Like with the MC living with Monica, and then ultimately the MC just, I guess they're 1 year or whatnot. So honestly, that's interesting. I didn't expect it to end so soon and so suddenly. I thought it'd continue going. But yeah, so that's one of the endings, the Dreamscape ending. I actually want to keep track of all of them. Yeah, I'm going to keep track of all of the endings. Hold on, I got to get like a piece of paper or something. Like, just because, like, okay, 3 endings with Outcast I can handle, right? But 10 endings, like, I need to keep track of that, right? Because we're obviously going to get all 10. And I'll predict the R endings. I just need to get this. There we go. Yeah, because 10 endings. So there are 9 others. Wow. So let's see. That was the Dreamscape ending. And what that entailed was MC gets with Monica, Yuri and Natsuki leave the picture, the visions are true, and it's kind of, or Yuri and Natsuki leave the picture, the club disbands, the visions are true, it just really just tones down to the MC, Monica, and Sayori. Right? Yeah, that's kind of what it entails. So that's really interesting. And I find it interesting that there are 9 routes. Like I said, I really only thought it'd be 1 ending per route. Maybe 2. But that would still only bring it up to 8. So that's the question then. Okay, how do we get all 10 of these endings? Here's what I think. Okay, going back to here. There is likely an ending stemming from the MC answering the other option here. I think there's an alternate ending where maybe the MC and Monica like break up or whatnot. There's likely a different ending stemming from the MC finding Yuri here. There's likely a different ending involving that. So going down Monica's route in the beginning here likely entails 3 different endings. The one we chose, the MC picking another option here, and the MC picking another option here. So there's 3 endings for the Monica route. There's likely 3 endings for the Sayori route. I think that makes sense, right? I mean, I think that makes a decent amount of sense, given Monica and Sayori kind of like the 2 characters who are more prominent or have more potential than Natsuki and Yuri. So Sayori's route likely has 3 endings. And then I think it's safe to assume Yuri and Natsuki's route each have 2 endings, likely whether he succeeds or fails to get with them. So there's 10 endings. Wow. I'm excited. I honestly thought it'd only be 1 ending per route, but no. There's 10 in total. I can't wait to see the rest. This one, I wouldn't say it's the best ending, much less ideal, because yes, the MC gets with Monica, but I think it's obvious the implications are Yuri and Natsuki just kind of, like, they kind of fall out of the picture and the club disbands, which isn't exactly ideal. Like I said, the stability of the club supersedes everything else. You know, if there is no club, then that's, like, that's a failure, like, right? That's, if there's no club, you can't, that's not a stable club, because it just doesn't exist, right? So, yeah, honestly, that was good. The people who made this mod, they both, like, despite me getting pissy, like, they put a lot of thought and effort into it. It's a really good mod. The only major, like, negative was all the spelling errors. Like, it's just, like, proofread your scripts. But given they've got 10 different endings, right? Like, that's a bit more excusable. But still, like, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. So in the next part, what we're gonna do in the next part is just click the alternative option here and try and see if that leads to a different ending. But yeah, I mean, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.